All right, Brave Nation, this next battle is 3 5-minute rounds in a catchweight bout of 97 kilograms. Brave Nation, introducing your first warrior. Fighting out of the blue corner, this man's a mixed martial artist with a professional record of 4 wins and 1 loss. He stands 193 centimeters tall and weighs a ready 88.5 kilograms. Fighting out of Minsk, Belarus, please welcome Vadim Litvin. And introducing his opponent, fighting out of the red corner, this man's a mixed martial artist and one of the most decorated amateur fighters in our sports history. He stands 193 centimeters tall and weighs a ready 95.1 kilograms. Representing KHK MMA and fighting out of the magnificent Kingdom of Bahrain, please welcome Murtaza Talha.
I think he's going to stand for a little bit. I think he's going to try and potentially use those strikes to set up the takedown. 12-0 as an amateur, but does have 6 wins by way of finish due to those heavy hands. And especially with those little 4-ounce gloves, you could see him land a big overhand right early on. Nice lead hook. You can see Vadim Litvin trying to measure him up for that straight. Nice lateral movement being implemented here by Vadim Litvin, trying to keep Murtaza at the end of his punches.
Phil, Vadim is using, there it was. Vadim was using that jab to try and control the distance between he and his opponent in order to set up a high kick.
There he is, fakes the overhand into the takedown. Beautiful combination. Has the hands connected, may take Vadim for a big ride here. Vadim doing a good job to stay on his feet thus far.
Phil, that was one of the signature exchanges in mixed martial arts. You take an opponent partly down, he goes up to standing, but in going up to standing, you take his back. He ends up in an even worse position.
Vadim Litvin trying to reach over for that overhook, may try and sweep and scoop underneath there for the underhook, but right now doing a very respectable job of keeping the fight on the feet. Nice little pot shot there from Litvin. Change of levels and an ankle pick from Murtaza. There's the takedown. Litvin doing everything he can to try and work back to his feet. Murtaza sticking to him like glue. Has one hook in.
Litvin expertly avoided that hook. Could have been halfway to the end if that hook had been successful. But Murtaza Talha is not giving up at positional dominance.
And as we've said before, an incredibly dominant amateur mixed martial artist. It'd be interesting to see how he works with his energy, how economic he can be with his energy, given that he's used to fighting 3-minute rounds and he's now competing in a 3 5-minute round fight.
I've seen Talha in training, Phil, and he is an intense beast. I don't think 5-minute rounds are going to pose a problem for him.
Just trying to soften up Litvin here with knees. Has a hold of that ankle, may just try and pop that out, scoop that out from underneath his opponent. So some nice takedown defense being exhibited here by Vadim.
Absolutely. This is a top-flight professional mixed martial arts fighter. Oh, Phil, those knees are punishing.
And every time that Litvin tries to establish a little bit of a base, it's kicked out from underneath him by Talha. You can tell that these shots are now starting to cause effects because Litvin was trying to reach back and block them a little bit.
Phil, this is the kind of wrestling pressure that I like to see. In the previous fight, Ahmed Magomedov was doing enough to keep it on the ground or enough to keep it against the fence, but was not trying to cause damage. What you're seeing in Murtaza Talha is a fighter trying to cause damage with those knees and punches.
Yeah, there's no such thing as little sort of tiny pot shots with Murtaza. Everything he throws has the intention to cause harm. Again, nice steps over the legs, but you have to be impressed with the takedown defense and the ability of Vadim Litvin to, when he's in those difficult positions, to work back to his feet.
Part of that, Phil, is a testament to his core strength and also his limb length. He's a very tall fighter, posting down on those hands. He can do a better job than could a shorter fighter at keeping it standing.
The Fight Club Belarus product, more than showing just how capable he is, coming in the role of spoiler to try and spoil the party, the debutante voyage of Murtaza Talha.
Let me say, Phil, once more, Murtaza Talha throws every shot with bad intentions, and I am impressed. He finally got that takedown he's looking for. Let's see how his ground and pound is.
Oh, that's a beautiful short elbow from the bottom from Vadim, and Murtaza just trying to work right now, but back to his feet. Not
Phil,
an easy fight by any stretch of the imagination here for Murtaza Talha.
Vadim needs, there he goes. He needs a little bit more space behind him. Doesn't want to get that. He does not want to have happen what just happened.
And because he was caught rushing in a little bit there, trying to force the action, to push the action just a little bit, he got caught. Murtaza Talha has one hook in, has 20 seconds with which to work. May just be a little bit beyond him right now.
Long limbs. Vadim Litvin being used to good effect.
Trying to go for that short choke, but just doesn't have enough time to get it in. Instead decides to land some heavy, heavy leather.
Fantastic round for the man from Bahrain. Murtaza Talha. Easy 10-9, I'd say. How about you, Phil?
Yeah, I'd say 10-9, just based again on the positional control from Murtaza Talha, closing the distance, closing his man down, initiating the clinch, and pretty much working from there. I think it was 2 clean takedowns he scored, and then finishes the round very, very strong. Murtaza Talha showing that he very much deserves to be within the pro ranks here in Brave Combat Federation.
Brave Nation, we're standing right near Murtaza Talha's corner. As I said earlier, this fighter's conditioning is extreme. He's chosen not to take the stool. He's standing up the whole time a la old George Foreman.
And Vadim Litvin definitely looks like the more tired man. Took a little bit longer to get off his stool there. So Murtaza chose not to take it at all. Perhaps a little bit of psychological warfare being implemented already. Cage door closed. Referee Dicky the Bandit Larkin ready to get us going here, and we are off. Nice show of respect from both men.
Hug.
Murtaza changing levels again, mate. Clubbing forward. You just get the sense that if Murtaza were to land with one of those shots, that's a huge inside leg kick.
Vadim Litvin showing you what leverage can do on a lower limb.
Oh, huge barrage of punches there.
Litvin took damage. Philly's hurt.
Another big clinch initiated into the takedown, and could this be the slow demise of Vadim Litvin? Because as you say, he did look to be ever so slightly compromised by that barrage of punches from Murtaza Talha.
Phil, I've never been hit by Talha, but I have seen him hit a lot of people. I've seen him hit a lot of pads, and that is concussive force.
He may try and work to get a hook in here. And
Vadim was looking at his hand to see if he was bleeding. He's not, but he took a huge shot.
big knees being landed into the meat of the thigh from Murtaza Talha. And again, just establishing the position. May step over and sink in a hook. There it is. Beautiful work to flatten out his opponent.
Phil, we had talked earlier how if Vadim Litvin was going to win this fight, he had to use his footwork to keep it distance. But those knees to the thighs are compromising that ability. Very smart technique from Murtaza Talha.
He's being landed right now. This is a position he does not want to be in because he's being forced now to carry all 95 kilograms of Murtaza Talha. Beautiful work to flatten out his opponent.
Phil, we had talked earlier how if Vadim Litvin was going to win this fight, he had
and you can even hear from Murtaza Talha that he's not just popping these knees in, he's throwing everything into them.
Very smart technique from Murtaza Talha.
He's being landed right now. This is a position he does not
Just
want to
slowly,
be in.
systematically
breaking down his opponent.
75 kilograms
Again,
Phil, there are fighters that play the game, and there are fighters that spend every second of every round trying to end it. That is Murtaza Talha. Every shot he throws, he hopes is going to end the fight.
Beautifully ties up those legs.
Technique from
A la Khabib Nurmagomedov, and from here just happy to go to work, happy to land strikes to keep himself honest. Vadim Litvin looking up at Deki Larkin, a little bit of a veteran move to try and initiate the stand-up, but Deki cannot be moved or swayed in that regard.
Trying to end it. That is Murtaza Talha. Every shot he throws, he hopes is going to end the fight.
Beautifully ties up those legs.
The fight here if he so chooses.
A la Khabib Nurmagomedov, and from here just happy to go to work, happy to land strikes to keep himself honest. Vadim Litvin looking up at Deki Larkin, a little bit of a veteran move to try and initiate the stand-up, but Deki cannot be moved. That looks like it. That's in deep.
The arms are in.
We're looking at the top. This is the beginning of the end.
Moments away.
Seriously,
moments
there's the
over.
top. 1-0 in his professional career is the Ginger Gorilla, is Murtaza Talha. Welcome.
Murtaza Talha!
Beautiful performance, just sequential, dominant wrestling. Uses his wrestling, uses the pot shots to open up this submission and beats a very, very credible opponent in Vadim Litvin.
Absolutely. What a fantastic fight from the two-time former world IMAF champion. This is the future of mixed martial arts. This is what the amateur ranks can produce.
Was 12-0 as an amateur, now 1-0 as a pro. 13 fight, unbeaten streak, and the sky really is the limit for this young man. Just look at that squeeze, goes bicep grip on the rear naked choke, and
that choke was brutal, Phil. The pressure wasn't on the carotid arteries on the side, it was on the throat, it was a larynx. It was a larynx choke. That is an absolutely brutal submission.
Proudly representing Bahrain, Murtaza Talha gets the win. Carlos Kramer's about to make it official. What a performance.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, what an incredible battle and amazing debut. This one comes to an end at 3 minutes of the very second round. Your winner by rear naked choke from KHK MMA, Murtaza Talha!
From the bottom, my start was rough. I still got on, I'm bigger than this.
Rear naked choke in the second round. Dominant performance, obviously very happy. All right, Kiril, I'm going to grab a quick word with him.
The Irish Thunder, Phil Campbell, is heading over to the staging area for our COVID-safe, distanced post-fight interviews. We're getting a Green Hill replay right now. Some monster shots by Murtaza Talha just missing, and there's some monster shots from Murtaza Talha landing. As you can see throughout until the final seconds, Vadim Litvin was always in it, always trying to answer back, always trying to throw shots of his own, even from very compromised positions. One of the most effective blows of the bout, lower limb shots, was from Vadim Litvin, but he paid for it with a huge flurry to the head. Again, Litvin throwing a huge kick. Couple centimeters differently placed, and that could have been it. Brave Nation, we're only about 30 seconds away from the post-fight interview, and there is that devastating submission choke from behind. That choke can be applied to the blood in the side of the neck, or it can be applied to the throat in the front. The throat version is infinitely more painful, infinitely more potentially damaging. There was absolutely no choice on Vadim Litvin's part but to tap, and that's exactly what he did. You can see the exultant Murtaza Talha standing, pointing that number one up.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, I'm here with a victorious Murtaza Talha. Murtaza, do you have a message for the people watching? Do you have a message for Brave Nation?
Thank you, my friend. Thank you to Sheikh Khalid for all the support. I'm very happy to represent Bahrain and win today. This is win for Bahrain and my KHK team. Thank you.
There you have it, ladies and gentlemen. A man of few words. Congratulations on a fantastic victory. Ladies and gentlemen, Murtaza Talha.
Nation, this next battle is 3 5-minute rounds in a catchweight bout of 90 kilos. Introducing your first warrior, fighting out of the blue corner. This man is a mixed martial artist with a professional record of 4 wins against 1 loss. He stands 186 centimeters tall and weighs in at 88.9 kilograms. Fighting out of Russia, presenting Dmitri. And his opponent, fighting out of the red corner. This man is a mixed martial artist with a professional record of 1 win and no losses. He stands 185 centimeters tall and weighs in at 89.65 kilos. Fighting out of KHK MMA in the magnificent Kingdom of Bahrain, presenting Murtaza Talha.
Going to the judges' scorecards. Touch of gloves, and we are underway.
Touch of gloves and no more love in those gloves until the fight is over.
Kiril looks relaxed. I mean, to his credit, I mean, there is so much hype around Talha. I think most people know about his incredibly impressive amateur career as well. It is not easy to go undefeated in the IMAFs 3 years in a row.
Kiril has a little too much weight set on that front foot. He's looking for the big shot just a little too hard. It's going to get him taken down if Murtaza Talha chooses to. But Murtaza is in the growth stage of his career. He wants to try and stand and trade with a top striker like he's got in front of him to see where he's at.
Absolutely, and I think that would be so beneficial for Talha as well, because we know how good his grappling is, and we know how good his ground and pound is, but can he take it to his opponents on the feet? And it was interesting, it was Kiril actually engaging in the clinch here. Might be something he ends up regretting depending on what Talha does with his position here up against the cage.
Talha's power is extraordinary. People don't understand it until they feel it. He does things that shouldn't work because he has astonishing power. As you saw there, he got out of a body lock. Now he's got the back. He's starting to bring the pain.
Yeah, those knees to the thigh, they don't look like much when you're watching, but they definitely do a lot of good work for the one who's landing them. And nice takedown there from Talha right into back mount. Wow, look at this ground and pound.
Referee's watching carefully.
That is it.
Referee has stopped the fight. Ladies and gentlemen, Brave Nation, you are looking at a future world champion in Murtaza.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, your referee, Nikolai Sharipov, calls an end to the action at 1 minute and 40 seconds of the very first round. Declaring your winner via TKO due to ground and pound, fighting out of the red corner, Murtaza Talha!
I'm here with Murtaza Talha, two-time IMAF world champion, and you're hearing it right now. This man will be a future world champion. You train at KHK MMA. I'd like you to talk to Brave Nation about what it's like to train there. If you'd hold on just a moment, my questions are going to be translated into Russian first.
Ты двукратный чемпион мира и будущий чемпион организации. Что ты можешь сказать по поводу своей победы?
Салам алейкум, Сочи. В первую очередь хотел бы поблагодарить шейха Халида за ту поддержку, которую он делает, а также моих тренеров Ильяс, Эсейд и всех, кто приехал поддержать меня с Дагестана, друзья, братья. Вот они там все сидят. Отдельное варкало всем.
I want to say thank to Sheikh and for my friends, for my support from Dagestan, who are here, come from Dagestan and support me.
Do you have any words you would like to say to your opponent?
Что бы ты хотел сказать своему оппоненту?
Оппоненты что, здоровье?
Please be without injuries.
Any final words for Brave Nation?
Что ты хочешь сказать for Brave Nation, для нации Брейва, для организации, для фанатов Брейва?
Что сказать, Валиш?
Thank you everyone, thank you Brave. It's all about Brave. It's all about Brave.
Ladies and gentlemen, it's all about Brave, and it's all about that man right there, exiting the Brave Combat Federation cage, Murtaza Talha, future champion of the world.
All right, Brave Nation, this next battle is 3 5-minute rounds in a catchweight battle of 88 kilograms. Introducing your first warrior. Fighting out of the blue corner, this man's a mixed martial artist with a professional record of 6 wins and 1 loss. He stands 182 centimeters tall and weighs a ready 87.4 kilograms. Representing Allegiance Fight and Fitness Academy and fighting out of South Africa, please welcome Cameron Jinja Ninja Keys and his opponent. Fighting out of the red corner, this man's a mixed martial artist with a professional record of 2 wins and no losses. He stands 185 centimeters tall and weighs a ready 87.9 kilograms. Representing KHK MMA and fighting out of the magnificent Kingdom of Bahrain. Give it up for Murtaza Talha. Your referee is the Bandit, Decky Larkin.
Looking at the tail of the tape here, 28 years against 24. Menkes versus Murtaza. And I'm going to question the tape measure there. Murtaza coming out as the taller of the two.
It's the battle of the gingers. There can only be one.
And the stare that Menkes was giving Murtaza as he entered the cage didn't take his eyes off him. Menkes in the blue corner, Murtaza in the red.
Menkes very subtly feinting with the hip. He's turning that hip a little bit, occasionally throwing the full kick, trying to see what his opponent's going to do. Another minute in or so, he can download that information, possibly use it to his advantage.
Oh, beautiful frequency of strikes to the head, then the body.
Oh, and look at this, Menkes looking for the takedown. I'll be so impressed if he can finish this against the grappling of Murtaza.
But what we're seeing with Murtaza, as we've discussed, is just how calm he is for someone who's only undertaking his third professional fight. Usually when you see amateurs until here transition to the pros, it's usually by around fight 5, 6, 7 that they really find their feet. Murtaza has just transitioned so seamlessly.
And Menkes in, working hard to try and get this takedown. He is so physically strong, always comes in great shape as well. Watch back some of his fights, and there was tournaments that he was in and that he competed multiple times, multiple rounds.
And has incrementally been dropping weight and dropping weight. I think he has eyes on competing at middleweight and making that his prospective professional home.
Short shots, elbows, patting the side of the head there is Murtaza.
Murtaza does have that big overhook. May try and slam down on that and escape out.
Looking to turn the corner here. Can he drag him to the mat?
Initially I thought he was going to attempt the trip, but he's been in heavy on that single. Murtaza staying calm, but he's already reddening up the side of the head.
Oh,
of
that's
the
it!
He's dropped him!
Wow, this could
That's power! Wow! Once again, the Ginger Gorilla gets the job done. Flawless performance from the big man.
Well, that is just unreal. The power, the torque he's able to get from that position. The elbow to the head dropped his opponent. Look at this.
And Menkes is still on the ground.
Menkes is so powerful, so tough. We've seen him in wars before, but that says it all. Murtaza Talha, stunning.
Stunning, yeah. There's very little else you can say.
The sky is the limit for this young man, and what I absolutely love about him is coming from the regions that he comes from. There's a very quiet humbleness about them. He has a real world-class personality to match his world-class fighting style, and there's the finish. Stunning, stunning, stunning.
I said earlier, the power he's got is difficult to see at first. It helps in sumo to be big. Akebono is 600 pounds. You look at him, you know it. Murtaza Talha is just as strong as Akebono is big. It's just a little bit hard to see, but now, Brave Nation and the world, you got to see the power of Murtaza Talha.
That is 3-0 for this young man, taking him on now a 15-fight win streak. Unreal stuff, unreal stuff. And checking his elbow.
Is my elbow okay from smashing it off the head of another professional fighter? There's not going to be a lot of people raising their hand to fight this guy.
I can only think of one other suitable ginger matchup that we could make under the Brave banner, Phil.
I'll arm Phil.
Oh, no, I'm retired. No, long retired. Even just the way he looked down the camera there put the fear of God into me. No.
What a talent. What a moment as well. And again, what a finish. Elbows.
While someone's in on a single.
While someone's trying to take you down. Brilliant stuff. Let's make it official. Let's hand it to the man in the middle, Carlos Kramer.
Brave Nation, another epic battle that was absolute fire. This ends at 1 minute, 51 seconds of the first round. Your winner by knockout from KHK MMA in the Kingdom of Bahrain, Murtaza Talha.
There we have it, 3-0 as a professional. That man, Murtaza Talha, absolutely amazing performance and finish once again. 3 professional fights, Phil, 3 finishes.
Yeah, it's just, I'm actually sitting back a little bit in awe of what he just accomplished here. And it's the calm with which he does everything. It's He looks so chilled out and reserved, but when he needs to, oh my God, does he put the hammer down? And these elbows, they don't look like they're covering up. He's not winding up on them, but it's the precision, pinpoint accuracy that he's landing them with.
And you said it as well, it took Menkes a while to get back to his feet. That's just testament to the power.
And remember, gentlemen, this was not Murtaza Talha being fed a tomato can. This broke a 6-fight win streak at the professional level in only his 3rd fight. Absolutely extraordinary performance, and I was expecting nothing less.
And again, we get another little look at the finish. Amazing stuff. And Phil said you're almost in awe, and it does feel like we are watching something special, doesn't it, Kiril?
We are watching something special, and we're watching a beautiful representative of the Bahraini people. As I say over and over again, Bahraini people are the kindest in the world, and as you can tell, they are also warriors.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, I'm here with a successful Murtaza Talha who puts in another devastating performance. Murtaza, what would you like to say to Brave Nation?
Thank you, Phil. When I fight in Bahrain, I have all my KHK team with me. This is my motivation. Thank you for Sheikh Khalid.
This next battle is 3 5-minute rounds in the light heavyweight division. Introducing your first warrior. Fighting out of the blue corner. This man's a mixed martial artist with a professional record of 7 wins and 1 loss. He stands 182 centimeters tall and weighs a ready 92.9 kilograms. Representing Gurung Fight Club and fighting out of Georgia. Please welcome Mikhail Spartan And let's welcome his opponent. Fighting out of the red corner. This man's a mixed martial artist with a perfect professional record of 4 wins and no losses. He stands 185 centimeters tall and weighs a ready 93 kilograms. Representing KHK Team Bahrain and fighting out of the magnificent Kingdom of Bahrain. Please welcome Murtaza Talha. Your referee is a bandit, Decky Larkin.
Brave Nation, you are about to witness power.
Let's make some noise!
Always exciting to see big light heavyweights in there. Murtaza so workmanlike in his approach, gets in, gets it done. Another day at the office for the big man.
Light heavyweight division, in my opinion, the most dangerous. Heavyweights tend to be not always in the greatest condition, not always the greatest athletes. Start getting smaller, don't hit quite as hard. These are the most deadly men on the planet.
Just as you say, both these men hit hard. Big winging shot from Murtaza. Solid takedown from Mikhail, but Murtaza Talha bounces right back up. And now it's Mikhail pressing the action, pushing Murtaza Talha against the cage, and this is a position he hasn't really found himself in so far in his mixed martial arts career.
He's not fighting quite. There you go. He's not. There you go. There you go. That is power.
Solid
Brave
knees.
Nation, that is power.
Putting absolutely everything into those huge knees, and they are money in the bank should this fight continue.
Murtaza Talha not trying to reverse because he's comfortable where he is right here. He's downloading information. He's downloading tells, learning what his opponent does, and he's going to take advantage of him at some point in the next 90 seconds or so.
I think he's realized just how dangerous Mikhail Zashiniani is early. But again, huge knee right to the chin. He may have rocked him. Murtaza sensing a little blood in the water. Good job by Mikhail to get the clinch again.
Murtaza Talha took that time when his back was up against there, and he got some reads. He realized his opponent is open to knees. He landed at least one to the body. Then he realized there was one open to the head, and he took it. We may see that again.
Over under position, clamping down, and those knees are finding a home every time for Murtaza Talha.
It's what he learned when his back was pinned up against the fence.
Digging in for an underhook is Mikhail. Sorry, my mistake, as Murtaza was digging in for that underhook for control. Momentarily work on the single from Mikhail.
Again, folks, that takedown attempt was actually pretty serious, but that overhook there, lifting up by Murtaza Talha is unstoppable.
Again, one of the most punishing positions in mixed martial arts is this over-under against the cage. Nice little short uppercut again.
A big one.
From Murtaza.
Knees are unsteady. Those legs are unsteady.
Another big shot. Murtaza getting through with these shots. Desperation clinch from Mikhail Zashiniani.
When you get a shot to the head, Brave Nation, the brain needs 5 to 10 seconds to clear. That clearing process has probably happened by now. Legs are back underneath the fighter, but it's easier to take that head again. One more shot's gonna have a little bit more effect than it did the last time.
Murtaza just taking his time because he knows he can land dangerous strikes should he find an opportunity. He hasn't really been put in any trouble yet.
Murtaza very comfortable here. He's getting information on areas he can hit, waiting for just a little more separation. Neil come in again.
Great work to change the position from Murtaza. Changing defense into attack. And his back control right now, just landing shots. Nice little elbow. Digging in for the underhook to try and raise that level is Mikhail Zashishiani.
Each fighter now getting a chance to test the other's defense against takedowns.
Forced to drop to a knee. Nice control of the ankle, very subtle. Takes the back.
One hook's in.
Murtaza does have a win on his ledger via rear naked choke.
Second hook is in, Brave Nation. Pressure on those hips coming. Devastating pressure on those kidneys coming.
Does have a decent
little
bit of time.
high,
Switch
went
to the
over the top,
armbar.
got the armbar.
Oh, he's belly
Hips
down,
are
that's
in and it's
it.
over.
Another finish for Murtaza Talha.
That is power.
Murtaza Talha is on fire here. He is lit up. I don't know if there was a little bit of needle between the two, but that is a fired up fighter.
Brave Nation, who's the man?
Eldar Eldarov in the corner now, just calming down his fighter, just saying to him, Murtaza, you just won in the first round. Be happy.
Murtaza Talha making a big statement, big showing. There's it, the hips are in place. Hands are pulling up in the wrist, hips are driving down. There is only two options here, snap or tap.
Hips down so heavy, gets the tap, has the point of the elbow the whole time. Textbook work from the back take to the arm bar. Again, we see the little shove there.
And it was followed up by a little toss of the mouthpiece. Maybe it was an attempt to engage in a friendly game of mouthpiece frisbee. Or perhaps it was expressing a little degree of being upset over something that transpired between the two of them.
I just hope they take Murtaza for an ice cream or something afterwards. He deserves it. And hey, who doesn't like an ice cream? You can't be mad when you're having an ice cream, Kerry. I also hope he doesn't listen back to the commentary.
That adrenaline dump is passing out of his body. For the record, folks, heart rate right now about 145, possibly as high as 150. In a couple of seconds.
All right, Brave Nation, another insane battle inside our historic Brave CF 57 cage. This comes to an end at 4 minutes and 22 seconds of the very first round. Your winner by armbar from KHK Team Bahrain, Murtaza Talha!
Introducing first, in the blue corner, this man is a mixed martial artist with a professional record of 8 wins and 2 losses. He stands at 183 centimeters tall. He weighs in at 88.45 kilograms. Representing Medved and fighting out of Kazakhstan, Kiril Helmut Kominski. Across the cage, his opponent stands in the red corner. He is a mixed martial artist with a perfect professional record of 5 wins and no losses. He stands at 185 centimeters tall, weighs in at 88.35 kilograms. Representing KHK Team Bahrain, fighting out of the Kingdom of Bahrain, Murtaza Talha! Amir Meviev is our referee.
Бойцы на середину. Бойцы, правила знаем, не нарушаем. Внимательно слушайте команду. После команды стоп, прекращаем все действия. По углам.
I want to be clear, Brave Nation, Murtaza Talha was ready to make this new division of his. Unfortunately, this organization is all about fighter health and safety. First, last, always in the middle. The medical staff decided that Helmut could not make the full cut, so it's being held at a catch weight.
The graphic states that Murtaza is the taller fighter. I'd like to ask who had the tape measure out on that particular day. Just going by looks here, Kiril seems to have a little bit of a height advantage. Credit to Kiril, he's taking the fight to Murtaza.
First blood goes to Helmut.
But there is that air of inevitability with Murtaza in the cage.
Liver kick, very slick. Right low kick, liver kick, punches coming. Oh, inside low kick.
He's mixing it up beautifully here as Kiril Kominski. Not far away with the head kick, trying to parlay it into a spinning back kick. Murtaza not far away with a shot down the middle. Oh, big shot over the top. Kiril trying to get in on the takedown, and as we so often see, Murtaza turning defense into attack. Big takedown coming here from Murtaza. There it is. And this, Kiril, for me, is where Murtaza does his best work. Just having taken down an opponent, either sitting inside their guard or the half guard, landing big shots.
Brave Nation, this fighter you see in front of you does have the best raw power I have ever seen in this sport.
Another big takedown from Murtaza, this time landing in side control. Kiril on the bottom, staying calm, it must be said.
Staying calm, looking to use those long legs and his terrific range of motion to tie up the arms.
Oh, back take from Murtaza. This is not good for Kiril Kominski. Like you say, the power that Murtaza can generate from these positions is insurmountable, almost unfathomable. Trying to work for the rear naked choke, and if you've got big power, then you've got a big squeeze as well.
Yeah, this is doesn't even have to be a squeeze on the neck.
You
get the jaw caught in the middle of that, and that's that.
Did win his professional debut via rear naked chokes. He does have his locker. Could switch to the head arm. Decides to let it go right now. Full mount. Not a position Kiril Kominski wants to find himself in.
Big props to Kominski for getting out of that choke situation.
The ginger gorilla landing shots at will here.
That's the look, Phil. That's the look on people's faces when they feel that power. It's a look of shock, a look of awe.
Oh, he's underneath the chin. This could be it. Switches palm to palm.
Short choke now. Short choke, short time, Brave Nation.
He's out.
Oh! That's it.
I thought he was out. I saw the arm drop, then he came back to it. Beautiful finish from Murtaza Talha. Another finished. That is 6 wins as a professional, 6 finishes, 3 by TKO, now 3 by submission. This young man is a problem for anybody, and not just the middleweight division, but potentially the light heavyweight division as well. What do you do with a guy like Murtaza? Nobody in their right mind in the middleweight division is going to have their hand up to fight that guy.
What an absolutely stunning show of power. I do believe that helmet was out momentarily there.
The hand dropped here.
Yeah, I think he was out. He came to, and then he appears to drop again. I think he was going in and out of consciousness there.
We'll see it better from this position. When I saw the arm drop, I initially thought he was out.
There's
yes,
the
he
drop.
was. He was.
And we saw it a second time. Nothing to do now but make it official.
Well, 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 there is no need to check the scorecards on that one, ladies and gents. Our referee stopped the fight after 2 minutes and 41 seconds in the very first round. And the winner, by way of rear naked choke in the red corner, Murtaza Talha!
Still untested. Murtaza Talha getting it done early. Taking the back of Kiril Kaminsky. Absorbed a couple of early shots, showed his calm, but then as soon as he took the fight to the ground, it was all over. There you see the hand going limp back to life. He came just in time to tap. Outstanding performance from the KHK Team Bahrain product.
Phil, when I'm talking about the greatest power I've ever seen, I'm not saying I'm not seeing technique. I'm seeing phenomenal technique. It's just with that technique, given that power, things happen that would not with any other fighter.